If 75% of the guests at a certain banquet ordered dessert, what percent of the guests ordered coffee? So basically it's a question about the dessert and coffee. So the first thing that we do is we form a grid of 2 by 2. So people who order dessert, who don't order dessert, people who order coffee, people who do not order coffee, and here we have 2 rows and 2 columns because everything is in percentages. So I'm assuming that the total percentages is 100. 75% ordered dessert, so the 75 comes here, and that means 25% did not order dessert. What percent of the guests ordered coffee? So we have to find the answer to this particular place. Now we have to look at the statements. So before I go to the statement, what I'll quickly do is I will copy this grid that I have to use for the two statements, and here I have it. So let's go with the first statement first. 60% of the guests who ordered dessert also ordered coffee. In such questions, it's very important to understand the base of the percentage. Here the 60% is to be taken off those guests, the guest who ordered dessert. Where do we write the people who ordered dessert? Right here. So 60% of them ordered coffee, which means we can write 60% of 75. Now we can quickly simplify this. So 3 times, 5 times. So this becomes 45, which means this becomes 75 minus 45, that is 30. So the first statement gives us this bifurcation of 75, but to answer this particular question mark, we need to have this particular space as well, which we do not have. And therefore, we prove that this statement alone is not sufficient to answer the question. Option A and D are eliminated at this stage. Let's move to statement 2. Statement 2 here says that 90% of the guests who ordered coffee also ordered dessert. So the people, 90% of guests who ordered coffee. So let's assume that this is the guest who ordered coffee, so we have to find out X, and 90% of these X also ordered dessert. That means this is 0.9X, which means either this is 0.1X, but we do not have any particular value for either of these two cells to find the value of X, and therefore we say that the second statement alone as well is not sufficient. B option eliminated. Now we have to combine the two statements, so I'm just writing the entire information of the first two statements in the primary grid. So in the primary grid, I write 45 here, which comes from the first statement, 30, which comes from the first statement, and from the second statement we get 0.1x, and this is 0.9x, whereas this is x. So what we see here is that the cell which is defined as 0.9x has been mentioned as 45. So x becomes 45 by 0.9. So we multiply 10 both sides and we have x equal to 50, which means the two statements together are sufficient to answer the question. Therefore, the answer to the question becomes option C. Thank you so much.